Boaters, and welcome to City Skylines. I'm Colonel Failure. You join us as I've relented and put the first-person view camera mod into play. I'll leave a link to that in the description, largely so that I can drive around this glorious city. It's quite good fun. If you're wondering what those two prong things are out the front of this particular vehicle, I'm riding around in a bus. And apparently those are the rear view mirrors, but you can't actually see a lot. There's no real prizes for spotting where we are. I mean, if you were to just notice the way in which we're moving around here, we are in fact in Crop Circle, heading out towards... Actually, I don't know where we're heading out towards. Another circle, I should imagine. I'm just driving around like this. You can see, it's a pretty busy place, built up quite nicely and coming along in a fine way. So let's abandon camera here and zoom out a little. I'm going to bring you up to speed first because I've been busy. Okay, so a couple of things have happened. Firstly, I played forward for probably 3 or 4 hours, actually, and just to see what was around the corner. I mean, I'd got a design that I wanted to do in this episode, so I built it up and just to see if it would work. I know, get that, me actually planning something in advance. And it does work. It's really rather spectacular, and that's what we're going to do today. All will be revealed in a moment. However, all was not sunshine and roses here in the glorious City of Plague. Zoom in so we can see City of Plague in the background. A plague will break out in about 3 hours' time that basically will take the city out. There's really no other way to describe it than that. I left the game running for maybe 45 minutes, maybe an hour. When I left, there was money in the bank. When I came back, we were $1 million overdrawn. So at the moment, you can see people are slightly complaining about the tax rate, and that's because I'm trying to slow the growth of the city down. In terms of people moving back in, because we've literally only just recovered from the last plague outbreak. So I'm trying to slow the growth just a touch at the moment, so that we can stagger the deaths that occur, and hopefully avert it being a monster of a problem. We'll see. I don't know. Maybe it'll work. Maybe it won't. But it certainly isn't doing me any harm to be making 55, 56k a week at the moment. That's no bad thing, because that will certainly insure myself against potential disaster. Anyway, here are the tax rates in question. 13% across the board, apart from lightweight commercial, which is 12, and lightweight residential, which is 11. And in fact, I'm going to drop everything by 1 now. We were doing fine at our previous rates, which were 10 and 9%. Various 10 and 9%. There we go. I'll drop it down by 1. That should stop them belly aching. We hope. Let's just get that emptying, and then we'll get ourselves underway. Right, okay. So, one of the other mods I've installed is the terraforming mod. Now, I mentioned last time, that I was considering building a massive industrial area here. And I did a little bit of measuring, so this is one of the Traffic Plus routes. Basically, it can only be used by emergency vehicles and pedestrians. I was thinking, yeah, I'll build it along here, and it'll look great, and it'll look amazing, and I'll even it all out, and it'll look... Nah, it's rubbish. What I have identified is where I'm going to put this impressive industrial area is this here island. You might go, well, that's a little small, isn't it? Well, yes, maybe a little small, but it does get bigger. So, first thing to do is let's get rid of the trees. I'll do that. I'll be back in a mo. There we go, trees all gone. Now, I know that seems counterintuitive given the amount of time I've spent putting trees on, but I need to see what I'm doing, and frankly, for that to come off, the trees were in the way. So I've loaded up the terrain tool, and it's not... it's brilliant. Let's get that out of the way to start with. It really does do the job, and I'm not going to muck around with it too much because you end up having excessive use of the undo button. Thank God for the undo button. But yeah, you can end up making a right mess. So I'm using this tool here, this fourth one along, which is basically the smoothing tool. Now what this will do is when you've identified a piece of land that you want to work on, you hold your left button down and just drag it around, and it drags everything else to exactly the same height. Pulling land up where need be, lowering it where need be, it's fantastically helpful. And in order for this this particular island design that I've got in mind to come off, I need everything at the same height. It's just going to make life easier. Now, of course, this also means that such bold, innovative structures as the eye junction, the eye roundabout that I was playing with not so long ago, by being able to now flatten the land, it means that I can put that wherever I want it, which is fabulous. And as we rebuild the city, I shall do just that. Now, the observant amongst you will be paying attention to my balance at the moment. All of this costs money. Now, when I was doing this the first time around, I wasn't paying any attention at all to my balance. I was just focusing on what it was that I was smoothing out. And then it stopped working, and I go, what's wrong with this flaming mod? It's no longer operational. And that's because I drained the best part of 600 grand, which is what I had in my account at that time. So yeah, it's not cheap. Certainly, you know, if you're doing it on this kind of scale, it's not inexpensive. I mean, we've blown through 200,000 there without breaking a sweat. So do be aware. Again, I'll leave a link to this mod in the description. This isn't really a mod spotlight. I don't know what I've called this video yet. Maybe I will call it Terrain Mod Spotlight. Okay, let's change my plea. So this is a mod spotlight on the terrain tool, and the only thing I'm going to show. Oh, okay, I'll show you the rest of it as well. Even though I will probably have to undo it because it is fragile, and I'll show you exactly what I mean as soon as I've got this where I want it, which is pretty much now. There we go. Okay, right, so if I were to do that here, if I had to do this, it has carved out this kind of underwater barrier immediately. Not what I'm interested in. That was Control-Z, undo. Exactly the same undo button that you will do anywhere else. And this is just using the smoothing tool. Now, if I were to, you know, the other thing I can do with it is I can select this piece of ground, and it will just drag everything to the same height. Actually, that's quite good fun. I might keep that. There we go. Yeah. Just a little bit like that. What you will find is that if you are changing land height near water, as is so often the case, the water will flow over the top, and you'll need to give that time to sort itself out. Okay, next tool, the first one here, right? Okay, basic stuff. Every click raises it by a level, right? There we go. Up by a level. Yep, and then right click, back down by a level. Pretty straightforward. Pretty useful. Pretty handy. Don't go dragging it over the... You might think you'll be able to reverse the bad stuff that you're doing by raising the seabed. You can't. It doesn't do things well at all. This is a slightly more organic version of the same thing. So if you want to build mountains, this is rather splendid. You can hold... is it Control or Shift? It's one or the other. I think it's Shift. If you hold Shift and from your number keypad, you then use plus or minus, you can make the effect more dramatic. I don't want to do that. Just imagine what more dramatic looks like. This thing does... I don't know what this thing does. What does this thing do? It's not going to do anything on the flat. Let's do it where it's not flat. Oh, it's a smoothing tool. Right, okay, so this is going to take those steep edges that I had before and gradually smooth them out. There you go. Marvellous. Yeah, I didn't want that, though, so we'll put that back. And this, I imagine, is like a cutting mesa kind of... Well, let's find some land I haven't mucked with yet. Yeah, so this is more of a chiseling effect. So this is a kind of a, you know, chiseling your landscape. All good fun. Recommend it. It's not fabulously stable. One thing I have found, what does this last one do? Don't know. One thing I have found is when you click the button, which lives at the end here by default, when you click it, right, to bring up the thing, don't go to the left. Second you do so, undoubtedly this will be patched in the future, but if you go that way, the menu immediately drops down. So don't go that way. Instead, click it, and then go up, and then across to pick the tool that you want. Okay? Yep. Pro tip from me to you, use it in good health. Okay, right, so what's the plan for this fantasy island that we have just built? Right, twofold. Firstly, from the lost city of Atlantis, which we will reclaim at some point when I take this dam out. And I'll take the dam out once I have removed this area. So once I've dezoned all the stuff over here, we'll take the dam out and see what the floodwaters do. I'm sure it's going to be exciting. And at that point, we'll reclaim Atlantis from the sea. But in the meantime, what I want to do is I want to build a bridge all the way across from here, over onto the island. The island? No. Over on the island and off this way. And I also want to run a train track in parallel to this. And what else did I do that was quite good fun? Roundabout at this end, temporary roundabout, but it works. Merge it with the highway over here, which involves quite a bit of demolition, but it gets the job done. Merge the train track onto there. Take the train track underground in order to get it across there. It's really quite spectacular stuff. The one that I built before was magnificent. But all of this hinges on container ports. So the purpose of this island is going to have a little bit of industrial, but an awful lot of kind of industrial services. So when I did this before, I built 2 container ports. I know, 2 of them, which, you know, it is excessive, but that's okay. I'm an excessive kind of guy on occasion. So we'll stick one in there, and then one just a little bit further down. And I will need to do a little bit more terrain work in order to get those to sit flat, because I want to make it look like it's a super large container port. Now, I've played with the asset creator tools to try and make that happen, but it doesn't seem to want to let you play with the container port, which is a shame. I'd make it double the size and stick 2 of them next to each other, and, you know, bung some props down and all of that good stuff. But it didn't want to let me do that. Anyway, because that has running costs associated with it, we shall do that in a moment. The other tool that I've got working, finally, is precision engineering. The precision engineering mod, which I think everybody has recommended I get at some point. Clearly, I cause you all great pain in my lack of precision engineering, so you've recommended I go and get a tool that will do the job properly. Now, the first thing that does, that's actually kind of helpful, which you can see, is it tells you the height above sea level of the pillars you're creating. Perfect. Very, very useful indeed. And I know that I want this one at 36 meters. So this is pretty straightforward, this one. This one just goes bosh, straight across like that. And the reason that I'm making it so tall is in order to... It's pretty expensive. Is in order to give clearance for the ships that are going to be running underneath. Yeah, look at this. See, look. What's this kink? Do not want said kink in my bridge. I am not here to build a kinky bridge. I want a nice straight bridge. So, if you know, I'm not overly brilliant with this tool yet. However, you will see the important part there is in the middle. I'm pointing with my finger. Okay, yeah. I mean, I'm sure that the recording is picking that up. You will see right in the middle. Okay, at the point where I've connected this bit of bridge onto the bit of bridge that we had before, it's telling me the angle that I'm working at. And obviously I've got snap on at the moment, so it's going to, you know, it's going to try and do a straight line for me, which is 180 degrees. Right angle, obviously 90 degrees, which would be that way, or 90 degrees that way. But highways don't want to do that, so it's not going to comply even in a demonstration form. So what I want to do is I want to get this, and where that comes in handy is in a situation like this, where I'm now off to the side, so I can't see if it's completely straight or not. But it tells me, yes, you are completely straight on that one. There we go. Right, so that's got that part of the bridge done. Now to do the same thing with rail. And rail is kind of integral to what I'm building here. It's of significant importance. Now, I have built this in a slightly different place to where I stuck it before, and I wonder if I've left myself enough room. I could probably terraform myself a bit more, but... That should do the trick. Not cheap, friends. Not cheap at all. I should probably level out the other end as well, because look at this. Look. When it's all straight like that, it just looks magnificent. And I spent quite a while actually just sat there watching stuff going over the bridges and just going, God, that looks good. Yeah, so let's get this right first time, shall we, kids? Let's not do half a job. If a job's worth doing, it's worth doing properly. Right, now, if you are actually at 36, no, 36. No, yes, like that. That will do. Give me 180 degrees. There we go. I don't mind that it's actually dropping in height, because obviously we're back over land again now, so that's quite acceptable. And here comes the second one, which is doing something bananas. There we go. Yeah. Like it-ish. Kinda. No, you've still got a bit of a hump in there. It would be nice if I could drag it up just a little bit more. Still, that again, it's no, don't. Just come on, comply. Actually, we'll take it down. Yeah. That's how we roll. Okay, good. So that's that end kind of hooked up. We obviously have both sides of the thing to sort out, but the next thing to do is I don't actually want this bridge to be highway. What I am going to make it is this beautiful 6-lane, here we go, let's hover over, 6-lane road with bus lanes. Now, bus lanes, as the name suggests, are, come on, upgrade. I'm going to have to redo that bit. So, yeah, it's 3 lanes in each direction, plus 2 lanes, either, in each direction, plus 1 lane, which is buses only. Except it's not buses only. Your emergency vehicles will use them as well. And that means that I shouldn't end up with ambulances queuing forever. That's the hope. Now, obviously, when I've in my kind of test build of this, it worked. Well, you know, that's a good place to start. It worked, but I never got it up to the amount of traffic that it's going to have when running at full tilt. So when there's actually something over this side of the river. So at the moment, I don't know how well it's going to work. I don't think I had it with it there. Look, if we go as far as here. Now just get rid of flaming program. No? Okay, right, let's delete this train track which is being arbitrary on me. Right, look, I want you to go over there and I want it to be straight. Even straight down is fine. Let's go as far as there. The other thing it's doing, as you can see, in the middle it says that's 36 units. 1 unit is 1 square. This, again, comes in useful. It does the measuring so you don't have to. It's a phenomenally useful mod that you can take for granted in no time flat. Let's turn snap off. Yeah, I know, you've been telling me to do that for ages as well. Look, I do get there eventually. You know, it just takes me a little while sometimes. Except you're colliding, aren't you? So you're not going to want to. You're not going to want to comply in the slightest. Oh, hold on. What do we get there? 180.1 degrees. There. Nope. Come on. Just for me. Do it for yourself. There we go. Bit of a pillar clip going on there, but I'm sure the trains will drive through that without 2 minutes. No, it's not good enough. It's not good enough. Come on, look, get rid of that. Give me this back. Clip onto that. Build me something that I'm going to be pleased with. I don't even mind if you don't sit together completely. So it's 180.1. And obviously the angle doesn't keep going up, right? As you can see, look, we've got 180 in the middle. And then if I keep going right, it will start ticking down. And if I go past 180 again, it starts ticking down. Give me the bendy track here. Give me some bendy track. Let's put a naturel corner on this. It doesn't want to put a naturel anything on it. Come on, my friend. Look, I want to move on past this. I've got other things I want to address today. For those of you hoping that this was going to be a single episode on the construction of this island, no, it's a big project. It took me probably the best part of an hour to do, so expect this to be a two-parter. Oh, come on. Right, I'm going to fix this, then I'll be back. Alright, check this out for extreme. Okay, good. So, what we've got here... Hold on, everybody's complaining about a lack of power over there in the distance. What are we doing? You got plenty of power. What's your problem? Why are you giving me all of this? Please hold, and then I'll tell you how impressive this is. That's weird. Yeah, it's all connected. It's all connected. Ah, hold on. It'll be the other end. Yes, this happened before. Yeah, so people are moving out from here. Obviously, there's still some dezoning stuff. There we go. Needs some mainland power, as well as what it's got going on there anyway. Okay, good. Right, so, hold on. Let's pretend that didn't happen. I recorded it, so it happened. But, alright, where the heck did I put my bridge? I didn't put it there. So you put it, where am I? Way to look like a pro, man. Okay, good. So, get rid of that. Turn this back into this. Turn that off. And go, hey, how about this for extreme? So, I built the rail bridge. We'll travel its length here. In a fairly continuous uphill kind of maneuver after a small downhill maneuver. Do I want to... Yeah, I want to get rid of that dip, don't I? Oh, hell. I was supposed to have this done by the time I press the record button again. My apologies, friends. This is exactly what you've come to expect. I was about to say it wasn't, but there you go. And yes. No. Yes. Right. Splendid. Good. Give me train track. Let's get this accursed thing behind us. Don't want wiggly, please. Thank you. There you go. Hook it up. And that should be a nice, gentle slope now. That is a nice gentle slope, but what is this? Why are you doing that? Why am I putting on a very poor fake French accent? These and other questions, I'm sure, will be answered. There we go, let's put it like that. Okay, so we've got a slight declination going on in there, but then it ascends all the way over the other side while maintaining kind of a flat trajectory for our, a harder word to say than I imagined, for our train-based friend. All good. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Okay, excellent. So, then all that remains is to take it out the other way, and I'm going to deal with the road in due course. Go on, you want to go over there. You really do. In fact, let's take it down. So this is what I did the previous time. Take it down as far as there to give the road some room. And you will see, I'm going to talk through, I'm about to wrap things up, and you're going to go, you've spent this entire time, and I've been waiting for something exciting with container ports. Look, I'm going to illustrate what's coming up, all right? You will not be disappointed. You'll go, that sounds like the kind of thing that I want to tune in next time to watch. There we go. We happy with that? We are happy with that. Okay, so what happens next is we're going to draw a road over the top of here that will form into a junction in between these two bits of highway and this multi-coloured piece of roadway here, and it's really rather splendid to see. Trust me, it'll work. You're going to dig it. It's going to be amazing. Meanwhile, over here, we do something really quite primordial with train track. Now, we can only take it out in one direction, but that has seemed to work so far. In fact, let's see if I can get this done now. Now, the good thing about rail in this game particularly is it will only form junctions that end up looking relatively naturalistic, which is fab. As you can see in the middle, it's giving me the angle that it's going for. A 90-degree off here would probably be beneficial. In fact, I'm not certain about that, but let's do it anyway. I've got snap on, but it doesn't want to snap to anything at the moment. You know what I should do? I know what I should do. I want to put some guide road in. Now, you know, even though the precision tool is giving me plenty of flexibility on that front, I still want to put some guidelines in. That's not straight enough. I know you're going, what are you talking about? That looks plenty straight to me. I want it straight with the coast, like that, right? Which means that I can then run this out at 90 degrees. I can run one of these out here. No, let's put it a bit further that way, and then I can, by eye, make sure that my train track is doing my bidding. So if I go as far as there, I guess, right, and then we do some kind of, sorry, I was starting to mutter. Yes, do some kind of spurring off. Oh, you wanted to do it a minute ago. Come on. This kind of maneuver. This is what I want you to do. You were doing it. Where had I opted to go from? Maybe on top of this pillar. There we go. That's better. Right, and if I tell it I want to connect to there, no, it's going to try and do that in one big flaming curve, isn't it? Right. Okay, we're going by eye, ladies and gentlemen. Actually, that was my finger accidentally clicking the button. That wasn't intentional. But I've got that junction there now, so that's good. Give me straight track. And then that's going to go about as far as here, I suppose. And then we'll just finish this off. Okay, right, good. Yeah, so this, we're going to have a good station under here. And it's going to be amazing. The thinking being that a well-organised transit system on this island will work for the simple reason that we're going to be able to keep traffic relatively light. There we go, it's done it. Yes. It's a little bit steeper of a slope than I would normally like. In fact, we can fix that now, can't we? Really? You want to mess with something when you've got it working? Yeah, because I want to get it right. I want to, you know... No, let's leave it. It's exciting. It's roller coaster-esque, and I'm all about that. Okay, so you'll get goods trains and the like coming down here, and then after that we send them underground and out the other way to rejoin with with the main line, and obviously we hook that up in such a way that things can come in both directions. It's an instant external link to the city, and then we got our 2 container ports, and what I found very early on was that containers coming in through the station would head straight out on the container port, which seemed to me like a double dip money-wise. Anyway, that will wrap it up for this time. Next time, we'll finish this off. Trust me, it's going to look great when it's done. Trust me. You trust me. I know you do. That's why you're subscribed. And if you're not subscribed, you're thinking about pressing the subscribe button right now. That's what people do. People press the subscribe button and live fulfilled lives ever after. Thanks very much for watching. I've been Colonel Fagan. I'll catch up with you very soon. Thanks for watching. Cheerio.
This